What I saw was guys who stunk and their acts nobody would steal from were walking around saying it.
Okay, I'm sure like, there's a lot of that. Of course there's delusional
I never
people.
saw
That's delusional,
yes. Of course there's that, but the fact remains that guy's a thief. That's a fact.
Like I said, I never saw it.
For sure, I've seen it over and over again. I saw it with my own eyes. I mean, he doesn't anymore, but if you look at the difference between, you look at his first No Cure for Cancer, then look at Locked and Loaded, pre and post Hicks being dead, dude, there's a monstrous difference in the level of the material. The material post Hicks being dead is fucking horrible. The stuff that he did before, when No Cure for Cancer, is some brilliant shit. Yeah, it's a completely different thing because he was taking the ideas from someone else. That is a fact.
Yeah, but Joe, if I can say something here, you're very fast to jump in a conclusion of somebody.
Do you know why? Do you know why? Because I've been the victim of it. No, and I've seen it happen over and over again. And because I work very hard on my material and I write a lot and I sit in front of my fucking computer for hours on end, and then I go to the Comedy Store and I have little pieces of paper and I go over it in my head. Which bitch am I going to do? I'm going to go into that, then I go into that, and I work on this shit over and over and over again for months. And then some fucking douchebag goes up, he sees me kill with some bit, and then he reworks it, and then he goes on stage. And you know what? Club owners don't do shit about it, and then they get on here on a radio show and they say no one steals, he doesn't steal, he doesn't steal. But and it's not true. No. You haven't looked into it at all, and you're defending someone who is widely known throughout the country as being a thief through the fucking comedy community. You talk to club owners, you talk to people in HBO, you talk to people everywhere that I talk to people, they know he steals.
Okay, let me explain something. It doesn't mean you telling me you thought of a material. Doesn't mean somebody else. If you thought of building a helicopter, and doesn't mean another person, another place does not be able.
There is
a
thing called parallel thinking. Yes.
Yeah, but it's and then
I've had that happen to me.
Yeah, but you cannot.
I've had that happen too. I had that happen recently. We were just talking about it. A buddy of mine in LA said, "Dude, I got this bit. It's like your bit." I go, "Don't even worry about it. You know, I know you're not a thief. You know, if you know a guy's not a thief, it's like you don't even have the conversation. You know, if you got a comic that you know you respect, like, dude, it's a fucking common. It's something happened in the news, and you thought about something, and I thought about something, and they're similar."
But I think sometimes if people are already jealous of a guy's success, and then that parallel thinking happens, it's just become once you get to a certain level, it immediately becomes he's a thief. He's a thief.
Without a doubt, there are definitely crabs in a bucket. However, with the Dane Cook thing, they were calling him a thief. They were calling him a thief for years. Years ago, they were calling him a thief. I had a problem with him way back when he was doing one of my bits on Premium Blend. He did my bit about tigers fucking on the Discovery Channel. He changed it to rhinos. I called him up. He told me his own fucking agent told him to stop doing the bit, and he was going to stop doing it. Then I came to the Laugh Factory, and he's doing one of my other bits on stage. I confronted him, and that was the last time I worked at the Laugh Factory. I don't work there anymore because I didn't want to go up in front of him and see him doing my shit and have him go up and do it. But I never thought Dane was going to make it. I, like a lot of people, thought that Dane was like a mediocre comic. I mean, he's a fantastic self-salesman, a great marketer, a genius strategist as far as like marketing himself and promoting himself. I mean, you got to give the guy massive amounts of credit for that tireless worker in that regard. But I never thought he was very funny, so I didn't worry about the repercussions of him stealing material. I heard it from everybody over and over again. Comics were saying that he's stealing their shit. He's telling them to stop doing bits that they've been doing for years because that's their bit. He's gonna sue them. I mean, I heard it from everybody. You've heard it. We've all heard it. It's like it's not because the guy got famous. That's bullshit. He was getting this reputation long before. For sure, there's crabs in a bucket, and for sure, there's when people get famous, people try to drag them down. But that's not what's going on here.
Yeah, but again, you got to look at it the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah, you look at it as a club owner, and he puts asses in your seat. That's how you're looking at it. That's not the reason.
Come on,
what's the reason?
He's been working there 12 years,
right?
And a lot of people, they came to me. The same time he came with a joke, another person came out with a joke. The joke you're talking about, Discovery and Tigers and all of that, everybody can do that joke. And you're saying to me, well, somebody see that joke, it cannot be done. Another person.
I got a call from Jim Brewer. Jim Brewer was working with Dane Cook in Canada, and Jim Brewer called me up and he goes, dude, fucking Dane Cook's doing your material verbatim. In 8 years ago. It was a long time ago. And then I heard he did it on Premium Blend, and that's when I called him up. And Dane and I used to be friends. I was friends with that guy. He used to open up for me back in Boston when he was with Al and the Monkeys. He was a sketch group. And, you know, I've known him for a long time. He's always had that reputation. He's always had
on that CD, there's 3 bits from this Louis C.K. HBO special. that are nearly word for word. He'll change one word and it's almost exactly
dude, I'm a huge comedy fan, and I love it when people make it, and I love being inspired. I love watching good comedy, and I'm not one that believes that if someone becomes successful, that means that other people aren't successful. I think that there's enough success out there for everybody, and I want everybody to be huge. I mean, I want everybody who's a great comic to get out there and have a bunch of people enjoy their work, but that's not what's going on here.
Well, to me, again, maybe a lot of stuff, I'm not saying you, a lot of comics that I spoke to, I see they're coming from jealousy.
You think Louis C.K. is coming from jealousy?
I don't know. Louis C.K., for example, one of the jokes that he particularly talks about, I seen it. Dane Cook was working on the stage much before Louis C.K.
How long?
I don't know, about maybe 9 months before Louis C.K.
Yeah, Louis had those jokes for about 6 years.
Okay, 6 years. But
and Dane's seen those jokes.
But you don't know if Dane's seen it or he saw it on the TV or sometimes it came in. Or you saying, he went and he took the...
He saw him. Louis was in the audience, and Louis was on stage, and Dane was in the audience. Louis talked to Dane after he did sets. He talks about it. About a Dane saw him do the material.
Again, we all making accusation without,
No, we're not making accusations.
Let's have Louis and Dane start talking to each other, say this has happened. You saying stuff.
Why are you defending him? Why are you openly defending him?
Because I'm openly defending him because I think a lot of people, they came to the club. I'm the only club. If I see
You're the only club?
I'm the only club.
The only club? What do you mean?
The only club I ban people if Carlos Mencia, any of that stuff. Paul Mooney came in, said Carlos Mencia did his jokes. I was in Laugh Factory. I said, Carlos, you cannot do that anymore.
But he still performs at your club.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't ever perform at your club.
Except, no, only one time he came.
Come on, he wasn't there recently?
No, he came one time with a showcase for the, what was that?
Okay, well, I'm being lied to then because someone told me they saw him here very recently and they've seen him at your club a couple times.
Well, if they've seen him, I don't know, but personally.
So it's when you're not there that he performs.
I'm there all the time, but if
okay, so you're admitting that Carlos steals. You know Carlos steals?
I don't know Carlos, but let me explain. No, I admit it. I admitted Carlos. Let me explain it to you with Carlos, I admit it.
Call him by his slave name.
Okay.
Call him Ned.
Ned or whatever. Is the whole thing is I'm just trying to say I saw Carlos and George Lopez. They were upstairs. They were, almost killing each other.
I was actually in the lobby when George Lopez grabbed him by the neck and threw him.
No, it wasn't in lobby. It was upstairs in my club. It was upstairs.
I thought it was in the front, bro.
No.
It might have happened more than once.
Yeah, again, you get. Right. I saw it. I saw it. I tried.
What happened with Lopez and Carlos? I don't get all the skinny.
Carlos stole all Lopez's shit and did it on his HBO special. Carlos is more subtle about his stealing now, but in the early days, it was fucking horrible. It was just blatant, verbatim, just giant chunks of material. He's not a creative guy. I mean, if you talk to the guy, he's not very intelligent, doesn't have an unusual point of view, and he just steals.
So him and Lopez had a beef in the
He's
club.
had a beef with everybody, bro. Mooney, Lopez.
I seen a lot of people, they get in a fight and everything, and the time they came in to me, they told me about it, and I'll find out if they did it, then I try to react on it and do whatever I can. And to come in to tell me, as soon as somebody make it and everybody jealous and trying to put him down, I'm a...
I'll say something about Louis though. Louis did not push. I will say this because I know Louis well. He didn't push that. Louis didn't push that issue. He actually, we were talking about it one time on the set, and he's like, "Nah, man, I don't want to get into it and talk about it publicly. Just because then it seems like you're bashing the guy who's getting famous." So Louis actually tried to be very low key about that whole thing.
He tried to be big about it. I had a conversation with him about it, and I said, "Dude, you're not going to come off bitter if you're just honest about it. You don't have to, you don't have to let a guy get away with something like that. You can talk about it and not come off bitter. It is possible."
Yeah, but again, okay, everything, all right, he stole this, he stole that, but everything he's made so far, he made his movie, became number one, came number one. These are all he stole.
That doesn't mean anything. No, bro, we're not talking about the fucking movies, man. We're talking about comedy.
Yeah, we're talking about comedy and everything.
You're making it like it's not a big deal.
A lot of times people don't know he stole until they see these CDs that become number one on the charts. Once they see it, once it's out there, they're like, "Oh, that's
the real thing about Dane is Dane would have made it without stealing. Dane made it because he's brutally ambitious and he's a very smart guy.
He's a talented too.
Very talented performer.
Thank you.
I believe all that.
Yeah, but you're believing. Okay.
All right, I'm back.
I'm sorry.
Louis C.K., Dane Cook.
Okay.
Got some audio. Because you haven't heard this yet, right?
Let's see it. Yeah, please.
All right, let's see if you have a comment. So this is Louis C.K., obviously. Listen closely.
One time I saw a guy on a bicycle, and he was about to get hit with a car door. It was horrible. And he wasn't looking, and the lady opening the door wasn't looking. It was just for me. And I didn't know